Hello! Welcome back to my channel. I'm Julianne. I talk about books. I talk about not piling up your TBR, slow decluttering of one's bookcases, a bit of life, a lot of books. And in today's video, I have actually themed the topic around my life. Because as you're watching this is my birthday week. And so I thought I would do a little video talking about the best books that I've received as gifts. Now, I don't come from a bookish family. My parents read for fun now, but only really since they retired. My sister didn't really start reading for fun until her mid-20s. They're probably watching this video, so hi guys, telling your reading history. I've always been a massive reader, and so because they weren't reading a lot and like paying attention to the book world in the way that I do, I normally got presents of books that I asked for. You know, like I'd provide a list of books I want and they would give them to me. Now, this was fine. I still do this. I still, you know, put books on a wish list and give it out, and that's what I get. But over the last few years, I have started receiving more books as presents that I haven't asked for. Some friends have given me some books which I haven't read yet. Sadly, they are trapped on the other side of the pandemic wall at my parents' house, because about half, probably slightly less than half now, of my book collection is at my parents' house. The flat I used to live in was too small to accommodate them all, and the house I now live in, rather, is too small to accommodate them all, which is one reason why I'm trying to read down my TBR, to decrease the number of books that I own, so that I can get those books here with me and probably have a good declutter, because a lot of them are quite old. They're books that I got for free or that I picked up second hand, and maybe I don't want them all anymore. I mean, let's be honest, I probably want most of them. At least once a week I long for a book which I know is there. Also, a lot of the books I've already read and love and want to keep are there as well. There's a couple of shelves of those. So yeah. So yeah, this is quite a short video of books that I've received as gifts that I didn't pick for the most part, and that I was really excited to get. So yeah, I'm going to start by talking about a book which I did pick, that I got as a teenager and that I was really impressed by getting, and that is the nerdiest book of all time. No, it's not what you're thinking it is. It's not what you're thinking it is. Unless maybe you're Claire Rousseau watching this video, because you can probably guess what this is. It's The Dragon Lover's Guide to Pern. Now, The Dragon Riders of Pern is a science fiction series that I was obsessed with as a teenager. It's by Anne McCaffrey, and it's really problematic, and I wouldn't recommend it now, you know, to any teenagers watching this, or any adults watching this for that matter. No, there are better book series. I think like the high concept of this series is great. Almost everything else, no. And I actually did a podcast episode with Claire Rousseau talking about this in depth, of her podcast, Radio Free Fandom, which I'll put a link to in the description. So yeah, I wouldn't recommend it, but I was obsessed with it as a teenager, and this book is not even a book in that series. It is basically like a Bible for the series, where it kind of goes into depth on some of the like the made-up science behind the series. So it's basically a world where like in the far future, some war veterans go and colonize a planet, get cut off or cut themselves off from the rest of the universe, and then discover that this planet has this big problem, which is these spores falling from the sky that eat through flesh and all vegetable matter, and this is a big problem. So how do they solve this problem? They genetically engineer dragons, which they have psychic connections with, and they fly around on, and they fight the spores known as Fred. So there's a lot of made up science, and a lot of lore, and a lot of like world structure stuff. There's a huge cast of characters because it's a great big series of books which takes place in different time periods, and yeah, and this is like the most coveted item if you were a Dragon Riders of Pan fan, especially if, like me, you wrote fanfic, essentially. And yeah, so everybody wanted this, and it wasn't in print in the UK. Like, I don't think it had a UK publisher, and this was in a pre-Amazon time. And some people, was it my grandparents or my parents? I think it was my parents bought it for me, but they had to special order it at Waterstones, or was it Ottercars? It may have even been Ottercars. It was a long time ago. Ottercars used to be another chain of bookstores in the UK, and then at some point they got taken over by Waterstones. Yeah, I don't know. But anyway, they had to special order this book from a physical bookshop to be sent from the US to here, and it made my life. And even though, as I say, I would not recommend the series, and it's not one I have reread since my early 20s because frankly I don't want to, yeah, it's great. The Dragon Lover's Guide to Pan will still hold a special spot in my heart, and for that reason it's one of the best bookish gifts I've ever had. Now, moving on to much closer to the present day, a few years ago, Nick got me the first trade paperback of Giant Days. Nick is my partner, as a present, and I love this series, and I've now read the entire series. This was the only one I ever have in print. I actually read the rest as digital copies, but I love the series. It's about a trio of young women at the University of Sheffield, getting up to all kinds of weird adventures as they figure out their place in the world, and I love it. And it was a great present. Got me into this series, which I absolutely love, and I've now read the whole thing of, so woo! Next up is actually a book that my sister got me last year. I didn't actually put this on a wish list. I think it was a birthday present. I think she got it for my birthday last year. This was on my like kind of casual Goodreads wish list. I have a wish list self on Goodreads, but it's not like something I send out to people. She just, you know, found it out on her own, picked this off there and got it for me. It's Her Body and Other Parties by Carmen Maria Machado, and this is a short story collection. I was really happy to get this because I had read the first story, The Husband Stitch, online. It kind of went viral at some point in the last few years, and I really loved it, and I definitely wanted to read this. So I was really excited to get this as a present, and I read the whole thing, and it's a really great collection that I would recommend. And finally, was this Christmas last year, before last, a birthday present? I can't remember, but and this was another one from Nick, and this is the omnibus edition of The Plain Janes by Cecil Castellucci and Jim Rugg. Now, what's really exciting about this is I didn't know it existed before Nick got it for me. So this is 3 graphic novels basically in one, and I had read the first 2 when they were published by Minx, which was a short-lived DC imprint aimed at girls, teenage girls, hence girls not women, and the third one in the series had never been published, and I always thought that's such a shame. And then when I unwrapped this, I was like, oh my god, is this all free? And it was all free, and so I finally got to read it, and it was so exciting. It was just so amazing to get something that I'd wanted for years but didn't actually know existed. So The Plain Janes, which is also the title of the first of the graphic novels, is about a girl called Jane who she leaves her city life behind after a terrorist incident that she's kind of present for. Because her mother is really worried that she's going to get hurt and becomes very, very scared and paranoid about her safety. So the family moves to this suburb, which is not the kind of... So the family moves to this suburb, which is not the kind of environment that Jane is used to. And she has to make new friends, a new school, and she kind of starts this club with these other girls, all called Jane, to create art in their local community. So PLAIN in the Plain Janes is actually an acronym for people loving art in neighbourhoods. And so they do all these big street arts, they get in trouble. In the second of the novels, they kind of start falling in love. It's called Jane's in Love. And then the last one is called Jane's Attack Back. And it's a really fun, creative, nice, kind of... It's a nice mix between like being a gentle read and also being a deep and meaningful read, because you've got the you've got Jane's past in the city with the terrorist incident, and a man that she sort of she discovered when he was unconscious, and he was in hospital and she visited him, and she writes to him and they become friends, and he kind of inspires her to keep doing more art, and that kind of gives it like a serious undercurrent, whilst all the fun art, girls being having girls being good friends of each other stuff is going on, and it's really great and I really like it. So yeah, another recommendation from me. So that's the end of my video featuring some books that I got as gifts that I really love. If you would like to give me a birthday present for free, please do share this video or my channel or my novella or my free e-course, Ignite Your Passion for Reading, Fall in Love with Books, with someone who you think would enjoy it. All the details on all of that stuff is in the description. So without any further rambling from me, I will end this video. Thank you very much for watching. Please give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. Subscribe if you'd like to see more from me. And you... this bit of hair has been annoying me all video. We'll see me again soon. Bye!